Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We're going to continue on with Melancholy Music Week with a band that is heavily requested, like ridiculously heavily requested. Before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. And yeah, so let's get into this. This band is Amenra or Amenra, heavily requested, like I said. I don't know if this is necessarily the song or songs that people would suggest for your first time listen, but it is going to fit in with the melancholic theme, hopefully. Anyways, I kind of assume that's why it's picked. This one is Boden, Spijt. Not sure how that second word is. Let's get into this and see what's up, though. Yeah, very atmospheric. We got a nice slow build right here. Interesting. So I initially heard that chime on the downbeat of 1 in a 4-beat, 4-bar phrase, but now I'm hearing it in the third beat of a 3 a 3/4 time signature. So I'm not really sure what's going on here yet. I'm waiting for something a little more time-based to kick in. But yeah, there's a strong 3 against 4 idea going on here. Just coming in real heavy. Yeah, very oppressive. Kind of getting some Oathbreaker feels here. Yeah, so this part's 4, so I'm a little curious if that opening wasn't 3 or if maybe I was just hearing the 3 subdivision of it. I don't know if we're slowing down or if I'm It feels like the end of this phrase has a ritardando on it, but it doesn't resolve back up, tempo-wise. It's this weird space where I feel like we're slowing down, but I don't think the tempo has changed. Very cool effects. Their use of a contrasting passage starts is it's very well done.
What did you say? I saw brothers in circles. And hurt on the way. I saw mothers that carried.
Because that chime right here is being used to accent the halfway point of the guitar and drum passage instead of starting on beat 1 of bar 1 of the riff like you would expect it to. And I got a little confused thinking that the chimes were actually the beginning of the passage, and it didn't make the melodic passage line up correctly. So yeah, just slightly disorienting song. Yeah, so we actually didn't lose the previous guitar melody. It just buried under this wave of aggression that's popped up. We started the video in a very similar place, or we ended it in a very similar place to where we started it. I was wondering if we were going to loop back that intro real quick, maybe one or two repetitions to finish out and have the music do the full loop as well. And we didn't. So I don't know, maybe a missed opportunity there. But I also assume the music was written first and the video was created after. So I don't know, I guess it's not really a missed opportunity since the music would be the source material. Um, so yeah, right off the bat, just gonna have to say the melancholic aspects I'm going to assume are in the lyrical content, which I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't pick up. Uh, Even without the heavy, distorted, very dirty, clumped together wall of sound mix that we had with the music underneath the vocals, even if it had just been the dude yelling or screaming, doing the harsh vocals, I'm still not sure I could have picked up what was being said. Um, so I feel like I'm missing a core part of how this song belongs in the week, but I mean vocals are not really what we do on the channel here, so I guess we're just going to ignore that aspect and talk about the music as we do with every other song and see where that takes us. Um, as far as I see it, this is a combination of I don't know, like post rock and black metal. I might be a little off there, but that's kind of what I'm getting. And it it kind of works for me anyways. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I get a lot of oath. I think I said Oathbreaker, and I think that's actually wrong. Um, no, it is Oathbreaker. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm getting some Oathbreaker vibes, which I understand. I kind of get the feeling Amenra or Amenra are some of the OGs for this style of music, so I'm sure that Oathbreaker has inspirations of this band rather than the inverse. But being that I heard Oathbreaker first, that's kind of my that's where my thinking is going. Um, but yeah, so the heavy part, the wall of sound, cathartic yet oppressive, sinister, and just large looming. It's I mean, yeah. uh it's all, I don't know, I find it to be kind of cathartic, at least in these situations. We've listened to heavy oppressive music like this before, and it hasn't always clicked with me, but for some reason Oathbreaker just really worked, and this also works, and I think it really is the context. I've mentioned before how important that juxtaposition is, especially when you get into harsh elements, to help, I don't want to say justify, but help put them into context, not only increase their power, increase the effect of the harsh element, but also give the listener a moment to relax, recuperate, catch their breath, whatever. It's the reason why action movies have lulls between the action scenes, why we have, the planning phase or the romance or finding a long lost brother is going to help you in the third act of the film. We need that downtime to help with the stress of the heavier elements. And in here, that's the super heavy, oppressive wall of sound stuff. And the moments of relaxation, if you will, are those atmospheric moments at the beginning and in the third part of the song that are extremely sparse. So it's not only just a volume dynamic that you're really getting to move away from, it's not a width of sound that you're getting to move away from. Actually, no, the sparseness is the width of sound. But yeah, you're actually getting a ton of dynamic work between the highs of the harsh and the lows of the atmospheric. And it really at least for me, it helps me appreciate and connect with some of those heavier elements. Um, Now, that's not to say that a 9-minute song of just heavy elements doesn't work. I bring up Krallis often, sort of as a little bit of a joke, because it was a difficult song to get through. But I have to really appreciate what they do because it was a music that affected me quite personally. It was a tiresome song. It wore me out mentally. I was fatigued by the end of it. And for music to do that, it must be doing something right. There are artistic qualities there that are worth praising. So that isn't to say that you need contrast in your song like this or like what Oathbreaker did. It's just that for me it tends to work better as a casual listening because I don't typically want to listen to music that is going to make me exhausted. I can appreciate it on an artistic level, but as a casual listener, that's usually not why I'm popping in some music. Um, so yeah, take that with a grain of salt when I say that these guys find a really good mix between the harshes, the high harshes, and the low atmospheres, and put together a song that works for me. It is literally that. It's an opinion. It is a bias. I enjoy this type of music, but that doesn't mean it's a straight law about writing harsh music. You can write harsh for an entire 9, 10, 20, 30-minute track, as long as that is your intention. I mean, even if it's not your intention, you can still do it. But if you're aiming for, something just ridiculously oppressive with no time for the listener to relax at all, that's how you're going to go about doing it easily. Um, the vocal choice, the vocal choice, the vocal choice. I don't. It is unique. I really don't want to say anything bad about it. Um, it bounced off of me. I can't say I was a big fan of it. Um, but I just really wasn't. I don't think it added much to the song. I do like how it was higher pitched. I think with all the heaviness, if they had gone with some growls or some lower fries, that it would have got lost in the mix, and having it sit above was the right choice, at least in my opinion. I just wish there was a little bit more strength to it. Maybe that was a mix thing. Maybe it was a delivery thing. It doesn't sound like a fry to me. It sounds like a yell. It's right. If it sounds like it's right on that cusp of cracking into a falsetto, and it is like that. That just I don't know. It's like a yell for help, and it just I don't know. It's unique. I'll give them that. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, otherwise I'm interested. I can't say that I am 100% hooked. This didn't snag me and make me feel give me that emotional feeling like Oathbreaker did. But it I kind of enjoy where it's going, what's going on with it. So yeah, I guess this is where you guys come in. Now hit me up in the comments. I don't really have much else to say about the track itself. Um, but if you have any more Amenra, hit me up with the pronunciation, first of all. If you have any more recommendations, I know this is a heavily requested band. I'm sure there's already some song requests in the spreadsheet, which is probably going to be a good place for me to start. But yeah, hit me up with more recommendations. I'd like to see what else these guys have. I like their mix of highs and lows, harshes and um, cleans. I think they do very good atmospheric work as well as wall of sound. And what was that other thing? Oh, their dynamics. Oh man, their vocal dynamics, their range dynamics, their width dynamics, everything. It's all over the place. They occupy so many parts of music, of audio, and that's just really cool all on itself. So yeah, more recommendations is definitely requested. Otherwise, though, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought, if there's anything I missed. Lyrics, definitely hit me up. Maybe that'll help me recontextualize recontextualize the song and reevaluate my idea and concepts and what I took away from the track, especially pertaining it to Melancholy Week. I definitely feel like I missed something there, unless just the oppressiveness of the music was supposed to do that. Because, like I said, Oathbreaker did hit me. Oathbreaker is very similar music, and I was emotionally affected on that track. After you're done commenting, go ahead and check out the description box. There's links for stuff adjacent to the channel. We got Twitter, we got Discord, we got Patreon. Check them all out. Below that, like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, with more from Melancholy Music Week. And until next time, remember to be critical but not cynical of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.